Welcome, Jackson Jennings. We're here to have a pretty nonsensical Steelers talk today. We're going to be going over the free agent positions that might help fill needs still within the Pittsburgh Steelers. But before we get into that, hit them with the intro.
Nonsensical Pittsburgh Steelers talk. Every single week we take that walk through the history, the present, and the future bright. Steel City story shining ever so light. Yeah, Viking, Donkey, Gingy, Lasker, a legendary crew. Talking Steelers football through and through.
And we're back. Unfortunately, this week we couldn't be joined by Gingy as there's a lot of technical difficulties over the weekend, and, well, some things fell through and all that. So we'll get Gingy back hopefully in the next couple weeks to have a little more discussion here. Obviously, we went over the draft, things of that nature. So now it gets to that point of time where it's a little boring before camps begin. But the draft's over. Do the Steelers have needs? And are there players that are still available to fill these needs? Let's start. Obviously, yes, the team still has needs. The most glaring one is this is a team that's built to win today, and they do not have a quarterback. So you look at free agency, you look at who's still available. Really, you're down to slim pickings. It's like Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy Garoppolo pretty much as the two guys who have experience winning football games that you wouldn't have to trade for at this point, that you could sign maybe on the cheap. So quarterback obviously being the biggest need. Other needs on the offensive side of the ball, you're talking probably offensive guard. I mean, we have enough tackles in there that hopefully two of the three first rounders work. Maybe one moves into guard. That's part of the solution. Maybe Dylan Cook takes over one and Broderick Jones moves to guard. Who knows? But right now, left guard specifically is a huge need. And there's not a whole heck of a lot of players left who fill that role. As a pure guard type of guy. There are a few linemen out there, but really you're looking at old timers like Kevin Zeitler, maybe as guys who can come in and give you the push you need at offensive guard to be starter capable at this point at this time. So a little bit of a need there, but a hard fill just based off who's available. In my opinion, the Steelers still need a true run-stopping nose, as they don't have one of those on the roster. There's a couple guys who play inside, but I don't think they're suited to be run-stopping noses. And there actually is, in this one, an answer that is absolutely perfect. You're talking 6'3", 330, absolute hog in the middle, DJ Reader. I know he's a little old. I know the production hasn't been as great recently, but he's still a guy who could come in here, plug the middle, and be a run-stuffing nose that can really make the difference. Now, to me, that fills all the position needs right there. You're talking left guard. You're talking defensive tackle. That's the only remaining problems. Now, the argument could be, do they try to pick up a tight end and maybe move on for Freiermuth? I mean, could you imagine picking up like David Njoku and having your two tight ends be big, huge dudes like Njoku and, of course, why can't I think of his name now? Darnell Washington. That would be kind of cool to see and kind of stick it to the Browns maybe, but tight end not really a need. Wide receiver not a need after the draft. Clearly tackle's not a need after the draft. Quarterback, I left that one out. Quarterback clearly still the biggest need on this team unless you're absolutely sold on one of the trio of Mason Rudolph, Drew Aller, or Will Howard. Not me personally. Think if they're trying to compete this year, you have to have someone who can step it up. But I'm not sure that person's available right now. Maybe Aaron Rodgers still is. But if he shows decline, they're in big trouble if they bring him back. And that really is the only option left. Defensive side, I still think middle linebackers a need, but clearly the Steelers don't. Maybe they're hoping for a bigger bounce back from Cole Holcomb. Maybe they like the things they saw in Harrison, and it seems like they're absolutely content with what's going on at the first two, being, excuse me, with Peyton Wilson stepping up to play there. Sorry about that. Had a little cough fit going on there. Corner, we clearly addressed that in free agency and the draft. Safeties brought in some guys who are starter level. So Brought in a kick return specialist, so looking for a kick returner really isn't part of the problem anymore either. So really limited needs for the Steelers right now. Positions I'd like to see them improve in, but it doesn't look like they're going to. But positions that need to have some kind of rem, res, results given in a position for a person that is of need, right? You have offensive guard, you have quarterback, you have, in my opinion, nose tackle because they didn't address that. Although maybe they're thinking Benton or Waya Black is the answer, in which case take that one off the board. But offensive guard, they need to give us what the solution is. If the solution is one of the tackles moving inside, cool. We'll see that probably in training camp and all that. You'll see someone playing that position and learning it. In which case, then quarterback just becomes the big question. And if you don't bring in a quarterback, I think preseason trades have to happen because there are too many veterans on this team that are making way too much money that have no future value, really. That if you're starting to rebuild, you can't keep. And we'll talk more what the direction of the Steelers is when we get Gingy back. But we're going to keep this one nice, short, and sweet. I'm going to do a shout out, which I thought was kind of fun. Pittsburgh Pirates tying the major league record of walking 7 straight times. That's thank you Cincinnati for that. I mean that's a hard thing to do. Walk 7 straight major league batters. So congratulations to the Reds for helping the Pirates get a record for the good side and for the Reds the bad side. So that's what we have. Now I'll let you know I'm the Viking Donkey. That's Viking_Donkey on Twitch and Twitter. Your daily dose of Donkey Gingers where you get this awesome content. It's going to start getting nonsensical because, man, there's nothing but hopes and dreams to talk about at this point and a lot of craziness. Maybe some previous draft breakdowns or things like that coming. But thank you all for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Donk Nation, Jackson Jennings, wave them if you got them. Here we go.